Hey everybody, welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gentleman. I'm Topher and I started this channel because I'm a fan of craft beer, but I'm also on a limited budget. So I'm forever looking for the best deals on good quality craft beers. Part of the purpose of this channel also was to demystify craft beer and knock through some of the elitism and snobbery that surrounds it. That's why I have my friend Heidi with me here today. Heidi doesn't have a lot of experience reviewing beers, but if you recall, she was in the last review, the reboot 2020 for Big Dogs. Today's selection is also another local beer. It's an Imperial IPA from Tenaya Creek. The Don Brumoso Imperial Hazy IPA has a 8.3 ABV. Typically, American IPAs come in between Imperial IPAs come in between 7.5 and 10% ABV. Has a brewed on date of the 3rd of July, so this is just slightly over a month old. I'm a big fan of Tenaya Creek. I'm not even going to try to hide my fondness for it. Hashtag the Creek Geeks LV. And so, Miss Heidi, would you like to weigh in on the design of the can, or Imperial IPAs or Hazy IPAs? Have you yet had a Hazy IPA?
Honestly, I have no idea what you're talking about, but the can looks really groovy.
Doesn't it? I mean, we're going to have to do a close-up on that, or at least have Nancy take a picture of it later. One thing I want to show on here as well is the Independent Craft Brewers label. Very important. Just because a can does not have that on there does not mean that it's not craft, but if it is on there, you've got to guarantee that you have a good craft beer. Once again, the Tenaya Creek Brewery is under the Spaghetti Bowl here in Las Vegas. Just next door basically to the RJ on Bonanza. Alright, so as luck would have it, my friend Tony, who gave me this can, so because this is another beer that was a gift, I don't have a price point for you, but only 65 of us have checked in on this beer, giving it a cumulative score of 3.80. Now, Imperial IPAs are the IPAs that have a higher alcohol content to them. Okay, so I believe the one that we did before, it was an Imperial because we all had the tulip glasses.
Right.
So this is another Imperial. This might have a slight alcohol burn to it, nothing substantial. Hopefully it's going to pour nice and hazy. I do not know the meaning of Brumoso. I have no clue what that's about. There is another brewery out there that has a beer called Brumoso, but none that have a beer called Don Brumoso. So I think I've done enough yapping and flap. Oh yes. The hop composition of this beer is Mosaic, Amarillo, Cashmere, and Enigma. So there's the hop profile. Don't have an IBU count for you, sorry. The gang at Tenaya failed to produce that. So going to be using tulip glasses. Always use a tulip glass when drinking an Imperial beer, no matter what it is. Whether it's an Imperial IPA or an Imperial Stout. Always use the tulip glasses with the flared ends. Somehow that deflects the overabundance of alcohol that appears in Imperial beers. So that is not proving to be as hazy as I was kind of expecting it to be. Typically hazy IPAs come through with a lot more cloudiness than that. That's it's not clear, but well, maybe it's okay. It's a hazy that's not. I'm used to hazy like sometimes being sort of dissipating, almost like a mistiness to it. This is just hazy through and through. What is your first impressions of the beer?
I didn't know what to expect, but to me it looks a little bit thicker than what I would normally drink.
Thicker, I could see that, yeah, definitely, because it is an Imperial. It has that high ABV. Have you brought it to the nose yet?
Not yet.
Definitely getting a hop profile. Are you getting sort of a fruitiness too? Like, not just citrus, but like perhaps even maybe some banana on there or something? Or a papaya?
Melon?
Melon. That's exactly it. That's it. It's not. It wasn't banana, because banana is more Hefeweizen. No, you nailed it. It's melon. There's actually a melony kind of composition to it. Somewhere between like a honeydew and a cantaloupe.
Yeah.
Is that very fresh melony smell. Got some really nice lacing on the glass. The foaming that is appearing around the rim here, that's the lacing, and lacing is usually a good indication of high sugar content. High alcohol content basically go hand in hand.
Okay.
Not a lot of carbonation to this. I'm going to have to describe that as medium-low carbonation. And shall we get to drinking?
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, it's definitely hoppy. It's not overly bitter. Not getting much of an alcohol burn. I'm going to describe that as a medium-low mouthfeel. There's not a lot of spikiness to it. What are your first impressions?
It's actually not bad. It's not bitter at all. It's not too yeasty or heavy.
It's definitely not bitter. They've
No, not at all.
They've pulled the flavor out of the hops, but without relying on the bitterness of it. So
This is definitely something I could drink. You found something.
it's a nice beer. And for those of you who are wondering, yes, I am going to keep having ladies helping me review. We need more women in craft beer. We need more women craft brewers. We need more women on the advertising side of the craft beer industry. We need more brewers of color. So I firmly believe, especially when it comes to a pint can, it's always best to share a good beer with a friend rather than hoard it with yourself. Always better to have somebody have a second opinion. Hell, like melon. I was so dumb. I was calling it banana, which is those of you in the craft beer community are well aware. That's a fruit composition that's usually a smell you usually find with Hefeweizens. Heidi nailed it. It was melon. It was not It was not banana. So it helps to have somebody along, especially somebody who thinks that they don't know beer, because it turns out everybody knows more about it than they realize. And so I'm glad for that. Do you think you could drink an entire can of this at some point, or is this? Or you think you would drink about as much as you have there?
I could probably drink it fast.
Right on. Well, this is, as I said, it is from Tenaya Creek. Last I checked, and that was yesterday, when I looked at the board, they did have it on tap. So you should be able to get this on tap. You can get it in these Funkadelic cans. And on a scale of 1 to 5, you would give this a...
Probably a 4.
I'm thinking a 4.0. I'm going to give it an extra 0.25 because it arrives in a can. So Heidi gives it a 4. I give it a 4.25. I'd say we've got a winner here.
Absolutely.
Well, guys, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, drink good beer and don't break the bank doing it. Cheers.
Cheers.